As we continue with functions, let's consider an example. The function g of x is 60x plus 150. Well, the name of the function is just g. We usually use lowercase letters for functions. We make that a better g. And the variable used is x. G of 4 means x is equal to 4 is the value of the function when the variable x is replaced by the number 4. Simple as that. So g of 4 is going to be, well, if we're replacing this x with a 4, we have to replace this x with a 4, and we get g of 4 is 60 times 4 plus 150. And let's see what that would be. 6 times 4 is 24, so 60 times 4 is 240. Plus 150 would give us about 390. Okay, let's look at a couple more fairly simple examples. They'll get a little tougher in a few seconds. Let's take the function f of x as negative 3x plus 25. Well, given that, f of 2 would simply be negative 3 times 2 plus 25. We just replace the x with a 2. So negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Negative 6 plus 25, 19. Now let's plug in a negative 1. If we plug in a negative 1 for x, we're going to get negative 3 times negative 1 plus 25. And what is that equal to? Well, negative 3 times negative 1, that's a positive 3. Plus 25 gives us 28. Next example, this time we'll take the function negative 2x minus 11. Well, let's evaluate that function at 5. F of 5 is negative 2 times 5 minus 11, which is negative 10 minus 11, which is negative 21. Next, f of negative 3. Okay, we're getting lots of negatives here. Let's see what happens. Negative 2 times negative 3 minus 11. Well, the negative 2 times negative 3 is actually a positive 6. What is 6 minus 11? Negative 5. Now, the first one where we're plugging in a value for x that is not numeric. It can be thought of as another variable. We don't know what a is. But it doesn't matter. It's very simple. If you replace this x with an a, you replace that x with an a. So we get negative 2a minus 11. No arithmetic necessary at all. Just replace the letter x with the letter a. Okay, the next example. f of x is the function x times 3 minus 2x. So if we're given that, that means that f of negative 6 is negative 6 times 3 minus 2 times negative 6. Let's see what that is. Well, the negative 6, let's simplify what's inside here. Minus 2 times negative 6, that's a negative times a negative, which is really going to end up being plus a positive. So this is going to be 3 plus 12. 3 plus 12, or 15. Okay, one more time. Negative 2 times negative 6 is a positive 12. So 3 plus 12 is 15. Well, negative 6 times 15 is just negative 90. All right, now we're getting to a little tougher, last two. f of a plus 1. If this x is replaced with a plus 1, then this x and this x, all of the x's on the right-hand side, need to be replaced with a plus 1. And in general, you should always put parentheses around them. So, f of a plus 1 is going to be a plus 1 times 3 minus 2 times a plus 1. Parentheses here. All right, well, we can simplify that a little bit. A plus 1 times 3 minus, well, it's going to be negative 2 times a, and then negative 2 times 1. So negative 2 times a is negative 2a minus 2. And finally, we get a plus 1 times, well, the like terms are the 3 and the negative 2. So 3 minus 2 is just 1 minus 2a. This would be the final answer. If you wanted to FOIL it out, that would be perfectly fine. But this is still considered simplified, kind of a factored form, if you will. All right, the last one on this page is going to be f of b plus c. Well, if x is b plus c, then these x's turn into b plus c in parentheses. So we would get b plus c in parentheses, that's that x, times 3 minus 2 times, and instead of x we put b plus c. And I think we can simplify that a little bit. B plus c, basically I'm going to simply do the distributive property, negative 2 times b, negative 2 times c over there. 3 minus 2b minus 2c, and that's good enough. We'll stop right there. If you wanted to multiply all of this through, you'd get about 6 terms, because there's 2 terms here and 3 terms here. And then you might have some like terms that you could cancel out, but this is perfectly fine for a final answer.